Welcome to an online historic data site for Cape Cod. This online web mapping application was created by the Cape Cod Commission as a reference tool to be used by stakeholders during the 5-year update to the Regional Policy Plan. This is a resource to view historic trends, highlights, and maps, and has applicability in future planning, design, and regulation on Cape Cod. There are 4 main components to the historic data site: statistics, maps, parcel layers, and historic data points set up chronologically. First, let's take a look at some of the statistics. Data was collected in 4 categories for all 15 Barnstable County towns: parcels, population, tax rate, and assessed value. The information is displayed annually, going back in some cases as far as 1625 through to the present day. A user can easily compare a few towns for a certain time frame. The results show up instantaneously on the graph, and with a simple hover over the data point, the details are exposed. In addition to municipal demographic information, we can also look at historic data, such as the number of cattle and number of sheep, by town and by the entire county. Now let's move on to the maps. We can start with the built parcels map and then look at historic topographic and aerial images. In the geographic content section, the user can click on the timetable that starts with the year 1700 and watch as pinpoints appear on the map. Each point represents a new parcel being developed. You can view the Cape as parcels are built out over a 314-year time frame ending with the present day. The GIS-based web mapping application allows you to change your base map, for example, to an aerial view, and zoom in on a particular town or even neighborhood as development occurs over time. The user can zoom out to see the entire Cape and can move the slider to a certain period in time to see the development patterns emerge. Let's look at some more maps. We can look at several different aerial images from the 1930s to 2012. Using the map selection bar at the bottom of the screen, we can view historic maps of the Cape. Let's pick a particular geographic area like Hyannisport. We can see what development of the area looked like in 1938. And then using the slider bar, we can choose another view on the right side of the map and compare the area to another time frame, such as 2002. The last part of the historic data site that we're going to cover is the anecdotal information, photos, and historic data laid out in a chronological timeline. There are over 200 data points included. Each data point has an icon associated with it. Data points include historic maps, agriculture, people, town history, arts, military, landmarks, transportation, and economic development. The data points are also separated into 3 broad categories: industry, infrastructure, and individuals. You can scroll through the content from the 1600s through to today. When you hover over an icon, the image or data will appear. Let's look at the 1850s. Here's an image of the first town hall in Eastham. We can see that Mashpee was incorporated in 1871, and we can see when the railroad was extended to Provincetown. Here are some of the resources we used to obtain the datasets incorporated in the online tool. If you have new data we can incorporate or suggestions on how to improve the viewer, we welcome your feedback.